Hello everyone, my name is Michael SK and welcome back to Face Day Night Remastered, where Shirou is heading over to Ilya's mansion, hidden away in this lovely forest, where there's just hours and hours of nothingness, which is actually pretty ideal now that I'm thinking about it. That'd be pretty cool to just be, totally isolated from the rest of the world, but it is kind of inconvenient here trying to get over to this location as we're trying to see if she would be down to kind of team up with us. Us being Shirou, Ryder, and Ryder the servant of Sakura. Now, Sakura is supposed to be hiding out back home with Ryder, but she has now sent Ryder off to, I guess, join Shirou, protect him or whatever. And I don't really know how I feel about that. I don't know if we have imminent danger coming up at all. I don't know if Gilgamesh is going to be trying to do a repeat of Unlimited Blade Works here, trying to head over to kill Ilya, get rid of Berserker. We haven't really seen anything of Gilgamesh except for, like, I guess technically cameos. But yeah, let's see what happens here. A few minutes off the highway, I find the forest entrance, which feels familiar despite this being my first time seeing it, shrouded in mist even during daytime. In the woods, the mist hanging in the air and the lack of sunlight getting through the trees makes me lose my sense of time. I'm amazed by my recklessness all too late. I didn't feel lost when I was looking through Ilya's eyes last time, but this isn't something I can navigate using my memory alone. I pump myself up. It's now sometime past noon. When I was seeing through Ilya's eyes, it took roughly 4 hours to get to the castle from here. The rest is up to my physical stamina, and my talent or memory, and aptitude or reproduction skill as a mage. Yeah, he'll be alright. I walk through the forest. The thick scent of tree sap makes the air feel slightly stuffy. It isn't as bad as walking in the mountains, but the uneven terrain saps my stamina bit by bit. I think I've been walking on the path Ilya showed me for about 2 hours now, but I still can't see anything up ahead, and the lack of landmarks is bothering me a little. Thanks to my daily training, I don't have a problem with walking in the wilderness all day, but it does build up mental fatigue that isn't easy to notice. My memory tells me that it's 2 more hours to the castle. If I come across something entirely unexpected at that time, then I don't know if I'll be able to get out of the forest. My physical limits are still a ways off, but the mental stress could cause me to start making small mistakes. Mountain climbing requires one to stay hydrated, carefully monitor one's physical condition, and make constant decisions, such as whether to step left or right, or whether the next handhold is a millimeter too shallow or deep. This forest trek isn't quite so demanding, but it brings risks of its own. I can't tell what direction I'm facing or where my current location is. To say nothing of the distress that could cause, there are also direct threats from forest wildlife. I don't know, actually, like, we heard, a bunch of birds at the very end of the last episode when we, entered this scene, and that was pretty much it, We haven't really come across any, other bits of wildlife here in this forest in previous routes, but they were never really, center stage. They were never in the foreground. In a forest as big as this, animals are sure to have marked their territory. People usually get attacked while hiking because they violated an animal's territory. Walking around recklessly is like asking to get attacked. So there are times when it's better to go around a game trail that would have taken you straight to your destination. Fortunately, there aren't any snakes in these woods. There are only signs of wild dogs in the area, and they're rarely sighted. The lack of local wildlife is probably due to Einsburn magecraft. Still, there are wild dogs around, and in the worst case, I might run into something even worse than that. Yeah, see, there's our birds. I avoid a thicket that looks like something might be living there, and continue retracing my steps. A wise man keeps away from danger. An iron rule of hiking isn't to run away at the first sign of danger, but to avoid dangerous-looking places to begin with.
イリアに見せてもらった時と様子が違う気がする。
I'd probably argue because we're actually going through it ourselves this time. It's like the air feels different on my skin. With each step I take deeper into the forest, I feel an unpleasant tingle at my spine. Don't go this way. Leave this forest right now. No matter how many people you bring, none will return alive. Even the trees seem to whisper that as their branches sway in the wind.
そういえばこの匂い。
I thought it was the scent of tree sap, but it's not quite that. It has the same sweetness, but not the vitality of the forest. This is... Oh shit. I'm pretty sure.
待て。
I draw a wooden sword from my bag. I stop, concentrate, and take a few minutes to strengthen my sword.
何か来る。
I hear footsteps from the direction of the thicket. Straining my ears, I can hear it mixed with the sound of someone pushing through branches and a creaking noise. It's coming. Something makes a beeline for me through the greenery. I raise my wooden sword. I tense my arms, slightly tighten my grip on the sword, raise the weapon to an overhead striking position, and...
そこまでだ。動か。
そこまでよ。動かないで。
Why is she here? We both freeze. Now then, how should I break this deadlock?
ちょっと、いい加減それ下げてくれない？お化け屋敷じゃないんだから。
Tosaka's the first to break the ice.
すまん。
Why is she here, man? I lower the wooden sword as asked.
珍しいところであったじゃない。一応聞いておくけど、ピクニックの下見ってわけじゃないわよね。
わけあるか。そういう遠坂こそなんだよ。森林浴って柄じゃないだろお前。
失礼ね。森林浴ぐらいするわよ。そりゃ今日は違う要件だけど。
She protests with a grunt. What surprises me is that she doesn't deny that she's up to something.
遠坂、お前、イリアとやり合おうってのか？
I get straight to the point.
だとしたらどうなの？あなたはもうマスターじゃない。なら、私たちの戦いに首を突っ込む資格も義理もないはずよ。
ない。けど、遠坂がイリアと戦うっていうのなら止める。
なんでよ。もしかしてイリアとサクラを組ませるって腹？
Maybe.
それもあるけど、遠坂、イリアと戦ったらただじゃ済まないぞ。始めたらどっちかが必ず傷を負う。そういうのは嫌だ。
初めから戦いを止めるためにでしょ？なんだ、それまだ変わってなかったんだ。
Tosaka shifts from her barbed attitude to an exasperated shrug. And this is her true face, the one that she always drags me around and was close by my side until Sakura ended up in her current situation.
なんだよ。一度決めたことなんだから、そう簡単に変えられるわけないだろ。
でしょうね。ほんと、前々から思ってたんだけど。
What's she getting at? Tosaka heaves an exaggerated sigh.
エミヤくんってすっごいバカでしょ。
Yeah. She gives me a grin so bright it makes me blink, even as she says that.
けどいいわ。懲りないやつだけど、あなたはそうでなくちゃ張り合いがない。不器用は不器用なりに、せいぜい努力することね。
Yeah.
なんだその勝ち怒った顔は。なんか無性に腹立つな、お前。
いいからいいから。で、その格好からするに、エミヤくんもイリアスフィールに用があるってわけね。さっきは当てずっぽうで言ったけど、本当にイリアスフィールと話し合いをするつもりなんだ。
I can't believe she's grinning at me like that while I get mad. Damn it. For some reason, I'm weak to Tosaka when this happens. It's like I lose no matter what I say. Like the more I protest, the more I get driven into a corner.
どうしたの？急に黙っちゃって。黙秘なんてエミヤくんらしくないわよ。
そうだよ。お前の言う通りだ。俺は今からイリアに会いに行くんだから邪魔するな。ついてきたら追っ払うからな。
I like how we're not necessarily picking a fight with her. We're just telling her that Like, we're not gonna fight. We're gonna chase you off. We're gonna run you off of, you know, you're not allowed here. You can't follow us.
何
You
もし
can't
か
get
して
in our
イ
way.
リアスフィールの居場所知ってるの
Oh yeah, good one. Oops. I said something else I shouldn't have.
よかった。それなら案内してもらえる
Yeah, we do mind.
私も大体の場所はわかるんだけど、大昔の地図だから信憑性低くって。エミヤくんが知ってるなら話は早いわ。
お前な、俺はついてくるなって言ったんだぞ。
あら、エミヤくんはイリアスフィールと話し合いに行くのに、私から目を離していいの？万が一私が先に到着しちゃったら、もう話し合いどころじゃないと思うけど。
お前、俺を脅迫する気か？大体な、一緒に行ったところでイリアに喧嘩売るんだろお前。
売らないわよ。イリアスフィールと共闘できるならそれに越したことはないもの。とりあえずやるべきことは造形の排除でしょ。
A warning.
私
忠告って何の？
That's what I'm wondering about.
マ
That's
ト造
kind
形
of
が何やら
backwards.
企んでるから甘く見てると痛い目に遭うって。キャスターのこともあるし、バーサーカーまでああなっちゃこっちが不利でしょ。
I feel like, yeah, I mean, Caster definitely got, you know, got fucked up a little bit there, but I feel like some of that had to do with that shadowy figure. There was more that was going on there than I really think there was. Like, can we really believe that Assassin took Caster down single-handedly? I think it was similar to Saber. When they were fighting, that shadowy figure had some sort of role to play.
けどそう忠告したところで戦いになるって覚悟してたけどね。私とあの子じゃ話し合いなんてできない。
I mean, we can just give her the warning for you then.
一応忠告してそれで戦いになるのなら仕方ないって思ってた。
I think that was actually one of the things we were going to bring up with her
いずれ倒さないといけない相手だ
anyways.
し、遅いか早いかの違いでしょ。でも見たところエミヤ君には当てがありそうじゃない？なら冒険をする必要もないし、エミヤ君の努力次第でことは丸く収まるってこと。ほら、難しい顔しない。あなたがイリアスフィールを説得できるなら私はおとなしく帰ってあげる。で、もし失敗したら協力してあの子を倒すか、二人して逃げられるように手を貸すわ。どう？悪い話じゃないんじゃない？
I don't think she was ever really going to fight us again.
悪い話も何も。お前、どうあったって俺の後をついてくる気だろ。
まさか、そんなの言いがかりよ。たまたま行き先が同じってこともあるんだし。
Uh-huh. What a devil. Still, Tosaka's doing me a favor by letting me guide her. If I let her go, she might fight Ilya. But if she comes with me, then she'll behave.
言っとくけど、
Allegedly.
俺だって道に確証はないぞ。迷っても文句言うなよ。
それは心配無用よ。あなたが向かっている方角、地図とぴったり一致するもの。私の地図とエミヤ君の案内があれば迷うことなんかないわ。
And it's fair to say that she was going to end up there anyways because you look at Unlimited Blade Works and even Fate. They were able to get there, you know, just fine.
わかった。観念したよ。城まで一緒に行こう。そうすれば、とりあえずイリアとは戦わないんだな。
ええ、あなたがイリアスフィールと交渉している間も邪魔はしないわ。あの子、敵に回したら厄介だけど、味方にできるなら頼むし。
The fuck was that?
地震。
The trees sway. A noise that resembles an explosion echoes from afar. No, this was no earthquake. Something like a typhoon is raging nearby.
父さん、これ。
まさか。どうやら一歩遅かったよね、私たち。
じゃあ、向こうで暴れてるのはバーサーカーなのか？
Against what, though?
ええ、私たちがここにいる以上、バーサーカーが戦う相手は一人しかいない。どうする？私は行くけど、エミヤ君は残る？
There's no time to think. Why would we stay here? No, we should hurry along, I think. I think that's the way to go here. I think it'd be kind of silly to just stay. Wherever Berserker is, that's where Ilya is.
俺も行く。そのために来たんだからな。
Plus, with our wooden swords and Rin being here,
アーチャー
we'll
を
be
先行さ
okay.
せるから、それで出会い頭に即死ってのだけは避けられるわ。
With that, Tosuka starts running deep into the forest, or deeper. God damn it, Archer. Archer drops from spirit to material form, gives me one glance, and then charges forward, blazing a path.
イリア、グしていろよ。
I grip my wooden sword tightly and chase after them as fast as I can. It's so weird, you know, having these little interactions with Archer, or confrontations, if you will. After everything we've gone through Unlimited Blade Works, it's just, I don't know, I find it weird. Oh boy. The dark giant escaped from the castle with the little girl. It was an inexplicable fight. They left what would normally be the best possible defensive position and fled into the forest, where they are more vulnerable, excuse me. And danger was closing in. The girl sensed that unavoidable truth first. The enemy is slowly approaching the castle. When she sensed how great the threat was, she raised the castle's defenses to maximum and woke up the giant in preparation for its arrival. Berserker, the dark giant with a steel-like body. Robbed of his sanity, he's been reduced to an avatar of destruction bent only on obeying the girl. With her bodyguard and defenses, she has no enemy to be afraid of. And that's what she told herself as she tried to fight down the sense of inevitable dread, And yet, as soon as the enemy approached, the giant at her side had told her, run. Robbed of his sanity and speech, even the mad warriors sensed that he couldn't win against whatever was coming for them. It has to be the shadow. Instantly, the girl fled. She knows. She knew. There is nothing they can do against the thing at the castle walls. With the sun behind it, the ominous shadow expanded until it became large enough to easily scale the walls. Wow. They would lose. Berserker can't win against it, to say nothing of herself. If they fight it, they're sure to lose, and Berserker won't be her servant anymore. That's the source of her unease. The girl ran because she was afraid of losing her servant, not losing the fight. With the girl in his arms, the dark giant races through the forest. Her apprehension weighs on her even more heavily. They can't escape. Vaguely realizing that there's no escape from this dread, from this fear. There we go. The girl orders the dark giant to stop.
Oh, 賢明じゃな。勝てぬと悟って出てきよったが。
What the fuck is Zoken doing here? Before her stands an old mage, wrinkled and old like a withered tree. Next to him stands an assassin wearing a white skull mask. Zoken Mato. She recognizes him with a single look as a mage of the Makiris, whom she was taught about when she left the castle in her homeland.
マトゾウケン、聖杯に選ばれてもいない者がマスターの真似事をしているのね。
The girl climbs down from the dark giant and faces the old man. There is no fear in her eyes. The threat that she and the giant felt is most certainly not the person in front of them.
聖杯はマスターなど選ばん。聖杯とは受け皿に過ぎぬもの。そこに意志があり、性別をするなどと、お主まで教会の触れ込みに毒されたが。
The girl watches the old man coldly as he chuckles good in delight. He's right. The Holy Grail does not choose. Masters are chosen by the Holy Grail. Servants are granted physical form by its power, and are anchored in the world by their masters. That rule, that pretext was deliberately distorted and spread. The girl knows that the goal of the Holy Grail War is just the opposite. It is merely to fill the Grail. The Masters are not chosen. They are merely components of a ritual. Likewise, servants are merely used to open the gate, the Stein's
あ
Gate.
なたこそモーネに毒されているんじゃないの？ゾウケン、器になる聖杯に意志はないけど、マスターを選び出す大聖杯には意志があるわ。もともとこの土地に原型があるからこそ、あなたたちは英霊を呼び出して聖杯を満たそうとした。ま、当事者であるあなたがそれを忘れるぐらいだから、マキリの血は衰退したんでしょうけど。
The girl's voice is cold. She shows nothing but scorn for him, and the old man accepts it with a chuckle.
いやいや、心配には及ばん。マキリの衰退もここまでよ。 ことはなりつつあってな。予定では次の儀式で行うはずじゃったが、今回は駒に恵まれてのわしの悲願はあと一手で叶おうとしておる。
そうなら勝手にすれば。私あなたに興味はないわ。私以外の器なんて気に入らないけど、どうせ失敗するんだし邪魔はしないから、おとなしく地の底に戻ったら。
So Ilya knows her position. She understands that she is indeed a vessel.
言われるまでもない。この老体に日の光は辛いのでな。ことが済めば早々に古巣に戻る。
Actually, yeah, that's a really good point. It's still daytime out. What are you doing here?
だがやはりのこうもうまくいきすぎると逆に不安が大きくなる。万が一のためお主の体をもらい受ける。
The old man burns with a ghastly aura. The white skull slowly stands up, but stops against the old man's wishes. It's obvious with a glance. The white-masked assassin is overwhelmed by the giant's presence. He has absolutely no chance of defeating it. He'll be cut in half in a single stroke if he attacks. So he stays still, knowing full well what awaits him.
主に似て臆病なサーバントね。そんなに死ぬのが怖いなら戦わなければいいのに。
Assassin doesn't answer. Instead, his master laughs loudly.
ああ、大事だとも。我が望みは不老不死。こやつの望みも永劫に刻まれる自身の名でな。我らは同じ目的のため、こうして邁進しておるというわけだ。
正気なのあなた。聖杯にかける望みが不老不死ですって。
The girl's eyes are filled with disgust. The old man's sneer twists even more. It's as if he was waiting for her criticism and scorn.
当然じゃ。見よこの体を。刻一刻と機能を失い、悪臭を放ち体は内から溶け、こうしている今も脳細胞は蓄えた知識を失っていくのだ。その痛み、生きながら崩れゆく苦しみがお主にわかるか？
自業自得でしょ。
That is true.
人の体は100年の時間に耐えられない。それを超えようというのだから代償は必要だわ。それに耐えられないなら消えればいい。苦しいのなら死ねば楽になるんじゃなくて。
The old body trembles. The mage's back quivers as if he's having a coughing fit.
やはりそうきたか、アインツベルン。貴様らとて1000年続けて同じ思想よ。所詮人形、やはり人間には近づけなんだ。
He chortles heartily, finding it truly hilarious.
なんですって。
たわけめ、よく聞くがよい、冬の娘よ。人の身において死に勝る無念などない。虫どもの苗床となるこの痛みなど、己が死に比べればかほどのものでもないわ。自己の存続こそが苦しみから逃れる唯一の真理。死ねば楽になるなどと、それこそ生きていない証ではないか。だからこそお主は人形に過ぎぬのだ。その急増の体ではあと1年と持つまい。短命に定められた作り物に人間の欲望は理解できぬということだ。
ええ、理解できないわ。あなたは人間の中でも特例だもの。そんな長く生きたくせに自分の寿命を受け入れられないなんて乱心したとしか思えない。ねえ、あなたそんなに死にたくないの？
無論わしは死ぬわけにはいかん。このまま死にたくはない。まだ世にとどまり生を続けなくてはならん。だがそれもすでに限界。故に崩れぬ体、永劫不滅の器が欲しい。そのために聖杯を手に入れようというの？死が恐ろしいから聖杯を求めるの？ は、死が恐ろしくない人間がいるのかね。
I mean, a lot of people don't necessarily fear death, and they're not just saying it. when you've, accepted the life that you've lived, when you've reached an end and you accept that you are at your end, then you don't fear death. You don't. Like, right now, I'm sure we all fear death in a, little bit of a way. We just don't really bring that to the forefront of our minds because we're just living life. But when we're in a scary situation, of course we fear death. If we're in a store that's getting robbed, we're going to start fearing it more than ever. But people that are already on their deathbed, people that are already at an old age and are just, living day by day, they might not necessarily fear death anymore. It's something that will, as Ilya said, take away whatever suffering that they have left and give them that peace. So, honestly, fuck whatever the hell Zoken is saying here.
最後に知っておけ。目の前に生き延びる手段があり、手を伸ばせば届くというのなら、何者をも、たとえ世界そのものを犠牲にしても手に入れるのが人間だとな。
じゃあ、あなたは自分が生き続けるために、他の人間をみんな犠牲にするっていうの？
Of course he would.
おうよ。それで我が望みが叶うというのなら、世界中の人間を一人一人殺して回っておるわ。人の強欲は尽きぬもの。
Yeah, obviously.
お主とて木々の一本一本が寿命を伸ばす妙薬とすれば、この森など瞬く間に食らい尽くそう。たとえそれがわずか一日足らずの延命だとしてもな、己が一日のために世界の一部を殺していく。その願望はこの森だけでは飽き足らず、世界中の木々を殺すことになる。その行いによって他人が滅びようと知ったことではない。当然であろう。もとより人間とはそのようにしてここまで広がり、育ち増え、肥満しきった有象無象。
I don't know if he had to throw in that last part there, but like I get what he's trying to say. I'm getting his argument.
いずれ破綻するのであれば、わし一人が足並みを崩したところで、誰にも異論は挟ませぬわ。
The old man rants merrily, after staring at him for a moment in surprise.
呆れたわ。そこまで見失ってしまったの、マキリ。
The girl speaks in a voice very unlike that of a girl.
何？
思い出しなさい。私たちの悲願、奇跡に至ろうとする絶望は、どこから来たものなのか。私たちは何のために人の身であることにこだわり、人の身であるままに人あらざる地点に到達しようとしていたのかを。
The laughter dies. The old mage stares up at the sky in contemplation.
人形風情がよくも言った。ユスティーツァーの真似事も刷り込み済みというわけか。
Who? He stares at the pale girl with a hideous expression.
もうよい。戯れはここまでじゃ。お主の体はいるが、心になど用はない。アインツベルンの聖杯、このマキリ造剣がもらい受ける。
The old man's shadow creeps along the ground. As if in response, the worrying pressure that had been hanging over the girl increases. And that was the shout that we heard from Berserker. The dark giant moves out without waiting for his master's command. Her voice doesn't reach him. Kicking up a violent tempest, the dark giant storms in to mow down the encroaching shadow. So, like, should we, assume at this point that Zoken is utilizing this shadow? Like, for sure? I hear the sound of wind. The thing running through the forest and making the trees shake creates a familiar sounding wind. The tremors gradually grow stronger. We're nearing their source. It's probably just beyond this forest. We're almost upon it. Just beyond this dense overlapping wall of trees, a battle of epic proportions is happening. I skid to a halt. Right before I come into a clearing, I stop as fast as I can and hide. Tosaka takes cover behind a tree too, and we behold the disastrous spectacle in the clearing. The clearing is literally a battlefield. 3 servants are clashing weapons. One is Berserker, the Dark Giant. The second is the White Skull Masked Assassin. And the third is... Shit. You've gotta be fucking kidding me. No fucking way, dude. We are so boned. It's over, guys. Call it. Okay, we lose the war in this one. You know, maybe the next title has a war that we can win for sure, you know? Maybe things will go better there. We're kind of fucked in this one, to be fair.
ちょっと、あれまさか。
Tosaka's voice is shaking. I can't quite hear it. She's whispering right next to me, but the words don't enter my brain. The third servant. It's my first time seeing the third combatant, clad in black plate armor and visor, at the same time. Okay, to be fair, like, I had a feeling that we didn't see the end of Saber in some sort of way. It didn't seem like she went out, you know, totally killed and everything. Just, I don't really know what I was expecting. I didn't know what to really anticipate. It immediately calls to mind someone I know well. Well, buddy, it should. The Dark Giant raises a war cry. Where the fuck is Archer? He cleaves through the air with enough force to split a mountain, making the earth explode. The third combatant doesn't shy away from the flying rock and gravel. The black-armored servant breezes past Berserker's greatsword and earthen assault, as if it's the source of the raging wind. The roar of anguish belonged to the giant. He possesses a steel body that renders all attacks ineffective, and the black swordsman easily slices it open. A sword paints Berserker's flank in black, the inky light threatening to swallow him whole.
ダメ。逃げるのバーサーカー。そいつにやられたら戻ってこれなくなる。もう戦わなくていいから早く。
Ilya's voice is tearful.
無駄よ無駄。キャツに囚われてはもはや逃れられん。2対1ならばまだしも3対1では指し物大英雄もここまでだろうって。
Zoken must be the one cackling. The two masters, Ilya and Zoken, face each other from behind the protection of their servants. In front of Zoken is Assassin, who seems to have lost to Berserker. Berserker is in front of Ilya. His entire body is being corroded by something black. A dark swamp surrounds his feet. The ground isn't made of earth, but some bottomless pit of mud hampering his movements. On top of that, black vines from the swamp trap his arms and legs. Yeah, I know those. They definitely belong to the shadow. But for an instant... The fuck? Why did we see that? I feel like I'm looking at someone I know well. Why did we see like we saw a glimpse of Sakura there? The duel reaches a new pitch, bringing me back to my senses. It's a desperate situation. Berserker is strong. He's fighting the Black Swordsman evenly, even as the shadow tries to swallow him. But he's at his limit. The Black Swordsman easily runs forward and slashes Berserker. Even if he's at least as strong as his opponent, Berserker's freedom of movement is stripped away as the fight drags on, meaning that the scales will only tip further in the swordsman's favor with each passing second.
勝負あったな。あとは任せたぞアサシン。これ以上ここによっては巻き添えを食らいかねん。バーサーカーが飲まれ次第、アインツベルンの娘を捕らえ戻ってくるがよい。
Zoken blends into the mist. He's departing from the forest, leaving Assassin behind.
よいか。
Excuse me.
キャツは目につくものならば見境なく飲む。それが魔力の塊ならばなおのことだ。アインツベルンの娘、 むざむざ飲まれることのないようにな。
You know, they continue to say things in such a way where it's like, okay, they're not teamed up with the shadow. They're definitely not. But they utilize its existence. His presence grows faint along with his physical form. Zoken is gone. Only Assassin and Berserker remain, as well as the Black Swordsman holding their weapon aloft.
ダメ。そんなの朝かでも死んじゃう。だから。
Ilya whimpers in an emotionless daze, not gaze. Did he hear it? The dark giant roars and advances. His charge just looks like a tornado to me. Berserker kicks his way out of the ground, free of the black shadow that had swallowed him up to the waist, and charges. What he's doing is inconceivable. Not only was he being constricted by the mud at his feet, the shadow also had him entirely bound. He couldn't move. His body was getting eaten by the shadow, meaning Berserker couldn't take a single step. So he decided to tear himself free. With one hand, he grabbed the shadow that latched to his chest and tore it off with a ripping sound. He literally tore his body open wherever the shadow had grabbed him, exposing his innards. His massive physique is swift. This time, his attack is sure to crush the Black Swordsman. This will likely be the last blow. With his body ripped apart and on the verge of death, he'll make absolutely sure to kill his enemy. And the swordsman answers the assault with their greatest attack. And this great attack will be pretty much confirmation for us on something here. Ilya runs. She starts running desperately towards Berserker, as if she can't see the spreading shadow at his feet.
Yeah.
Even if I go, there's nothing I can do. I don't have a chance of winning against the shadow or the swordsman. But still, right now I have to stop Ilya. I run out from the cover of the trees. Ilya's running at Berserker. I catch up to her and pull her back. In my ears gone numb from stress, the fierce howling of the wind, and the mad warrior's roars. Oh no. Buffet me so violently I can't even see. The wind pushes me to the ground, Ilya still in my arms. My vision's gone white and I can't even stand. No, I can't even remember to stand. I have that problem sometimes. My body is hot. Something sleeping deep within Shirou Emiya cries out. I don't know what or why, but I sense this heat resonating with the noble phantasm that was just unleashed. It's getting as hard to breathe as it is to see. I can't do anything. As long as that sword is burned into my eyes, none of my human functions will be restored. It's like I'm under a spell. My heart was stolen by something I only caught sight of for a brief instant. Even among the numerous noble phantasms, it's an illusion of a different magnitude. Few noble phantasms can rival its elegant design and fine workmanship. But its beauty is hardly skin deep. No, the word beautiful would be an insult to this sword. The sword isn't beautiful, but earnest and precious. It's a legend imbued with the hopes and dreams of the people, neither a relic of myth nor a work of mankind. It is a crystallization crafted from our feelings alone, a sword of pure fantasy sitting at the apex. My eyesight returns. Black crimson flame, as dark as midnight, illuminates the sky. Was the pillar of light that cleaved the forest darkness itself? The flames burn silently, but the air is cold. Maybe it doesn't burn oxygen, but freezes it instead. The darkly lit forest grows colder. Man. A swordsman stands against the backdrop of black flames. I scowl with the sword pointed at me, one of my arms still around Ilya. I can't feel any bloodlust or hostility from the swordsman. I'm afraid of being killed, but at the same time, I clench my jaw in frustration. It's not her. This is someone else. It's not just her lack of malice. She doesn't have any of the nobility she used to. Aw, fuck, dude. Her helm cracks. It must have been thanks to Berserker's last attack. When I see her bare face, I know without a doubt that it is her, no matter how much she's changed.
Saber.
She doesn't reply. Her eyes are now gold and unreadable. They just stare down at me, her fallen foe.
Shirou.
Ilya's voice is trembling. Behind Saber's, something that looks like the eviscerated corpse of Berserker sinks into the dark shadow. Ilya just watched her servant die in battle. Of course a young girl like her would be scared.
Saber.
I shake off the excess emotions. I hold on tight to Ilya and tense my right arm. This isn't the time to be shocked. No, you can be a little shocked, or at least a little surprised here. I'm going to save Ilya. I'll save her and go home. I can't freeze in my tracks here and wait for death. I have no idea what just happened. Saber swings her sword. Just as she's about to cut me down while I'm trying to stand up, she instantly changes direction and deflects 3 arrows. There's Archer.
Archer.
止まるな。イリアを連れてさっさと逃げろ。
Swords clash. Archer immediately follows his sniping up with a bladed assault. But it doesn't give me any peace of mind. Saber easily blocks his blindingly fast dual swords. Something's wrong with Archer. I look and see that his feet are tangled in the shadow too.
無様だな、アーチャー。
Aw, fuck. She could speak too.
清純の英霊ではあれの樹海藻には逆らえん。今の貴様はこの森に満ちる怨霊と大差がない。
That ruthless voice definitely belongs to Saber. She nonchalantly steps on the shadow and... What the fuck, man? Effortlessly sends Archer flying into the woods behind him. Even if the shadow was slowing him down, she cut right through both of his sword's guard without even trying. Damn it, she even has a sprite like this. This is insane. Then she does it again. Saber faces me silently. Those eyes. They declare that she'll kill me unless I hand Ilya over.
Shirou.
Ilya lets go of my arm. The gesture seems to say that it's okay to hand her over. It flips a switch inside me.
下がってろ。森まで行けば遠坂がいる。そこまで行けばなんとかなる。
I push Ilya back and take hold of my wooden sword with my now free left hand. I take a Saigon stance. If Saber comes for us, I will use all the strength and magical energy I have to strike back. And that's all I can do for now. I have nothing to say to Saber. I can't apologize, nor can I ask her to come back to me. She isn't speaking to me, so that isn't something I should say to her. Saber is my enemy now. The only way I can respond is to fight back as hard as I can. I tighten my aim. I won't try for a mutual kill. Saber personally taught me that it isn't an effective tactic. An attack that risks your own life only works when you're evenly matched with your opponent. I can't hope to achieve that against Saber. So I'm only going to try one attack. Now that her helmet is broken, I should be able to do some damage if I go for the head. It will take everything I have. I'll defeat my enemy and survive. Unless I imagine myself fully committing to this, I don't have a chance against her. Oh yeah, this is bound to go well. Here she comes. Dodge, 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 dodge. Who cares if it looks bad? Who cares if I have to crawl in the mud? If I can't dodge the first attack, then forget protecting Ilya. I'm dead. I've sparred rashly with Saber enough times to know that she won this bout. That didn't take long. Her downstroke streaks down like a diving falcon from my upper left, excuse me. It's a slash precise enough to cut a grain of rice, coming for Shirou Emiya's head. But My head stays attached. Saber's sword stops just shy of my neck. What happened? Then she wordlessly lowers her sword and turns away. Okay. Don't tell me she stopped her sword because of that. The black swamp spreading across the ground. That shadow is trying to crawl out of it. God damn it, man. There's no doubt. It's that unknown being, that clump of curses that I saw before in the park.
私の役目は済んだ。あとは貴公に任せる。
ありがたい。たやすい仕事だ。マジュヌーンに敗れた失点を取り返せる。
Saber walks deeper into the black swamp, and then she sinks into the shadow with a bubbling noise just like Berserker. What the fuck is happening? I watch until she's gone. I have no way of knowing why she's still in this world, or why she's on their side now. If she's my enemy, then I have to fight her. That's what war is. But still, I can't help but think that if I had been stronger that night, she might never have warped into that dark version of herself.
Emiya-kun!
Tosuga's voice pulls me back to reality. Right now, we're facing the creeping black shadow and the assassin with the skull mask locked into a smile. So wait, I'm still completely uncertain as to, like, are they teamed up? Or is there, like, a mutual goal? Are they just using the shadow? What is going on here, you know? Like, what the fuck?
逃げるぞ、イリア。
I take Ilya's hand and run. Ilya gives the swamp that swallowed Berserker one last sad glance and holds in her tears as she starts to run. We run through the forest. I'm following Tosuga's back. I can sense Assassin chasing us through the trees. Yeah, he wasn't just gonna, like, you know, stand behind or anything like that. No, he's gonna come after us.
Emiya-kun, ushiro!
Tosuga should have gotten far ahead of us by now, but she slows down and turns back. She must be worried. I know the enemy is right behind me, but I can't do anything about it. My pursuer is Assassin. How am I supposed to shake him off with Ilya in tow?
そこまでだ。お前はいらない。
A sinister voice growls in my ear. I look to the side and see a face in a skull mask, smirking and licking a dagger. The white skull is blown away. Assassin was running right next to us until someone kicked him in the stomach.
奇襲でなければ小僧の首も落とせないのか。三流。
Archer doesn't stop as he says it.
しんがりは任された。お前はイリアを連れて逃げろ。急げ。あれに追いつかれたら終わりだぞ。
You got it, Archer's back. Archer's looking at Assassin and something else approaching from behind him. God damn it, man. It's catching up. The shadow is corroding the ground itself as it catches up to us.
アーチャー。戦技は後だ。走れ小僧。イリアの手を取ったからには最後まで守り通せ。
Archer slightly slows and falls behind us. For an instant, just before he leaves, he looks at Ilya with a terribly sorry expression. We leave the melee behind and escape the forest. The clash behind us continues between Assassin, our pursuer, and Archer, there to heat him off. Or head him off. I don't know if there was an A in there. Assassin is forced back repeatedly, unable to go on the offensive. He clashes evenly with Archer. Each dagger Assassin throws at me whenever he spots an opening is shot down, leaving him clearly frustrated. But that isn't because he's weak. Archer intercepts dozens of thrown daggers. He does it with vigor, unlike anything he's shown thus far. Archer has the advantage. I don't know why, but right now he's fighting with demonic frenzy. It's like he's really pissed off or something, you know?
貴様、なぜ動ける?
Assassin desperately parries a shot, retreating. Archer retorts.
知れたこと。私は他の連中のように真っ当な英雄ではない。
Yeah, are you really though?
あの泥と同意。
I feel like that's a little bit of an exaggeration.
つまり
Archer steps back, perhaps sensing an opportunity.
この身もいびつな英霊ということだ。
And brings a sword down on the white mask. The black robe scrambles wildly. Assassin flees, clutching his slashed face. It isn't a temporary withdrawal, but a fight for his life. The black robe servant escapes Archer and disappears into the wooded gloom.
上出来。これで追いつかれる心配もなくなった。
Yeah, but we still have, you know, the
ご苦労
shadow.
様、アーチャー。疲れたでしょ？しばらく休んでいいから、霊体に戻っていて。
Tosuka congratulates him with a palpable relief. Behind her. Yeah, I was gonna say, we still have this guy. It boils up as if it was born in the shade of the trees.
何？
Don't tell me she's gonna get eaten by that shit. She turns around. Simultaneously, the shadow's black tentacles reach out. I won't make it in time. I can only watch as the tentacles lance forth to impale Tosuka. But skewer Archer instead after he pushes her out of the way. God damn it. Tosuka stares up in shock at Archer. Archer's done. He's still breathing, and there isn't much blood. He's been impaled, but it isn't through a vital spot. He should be able to regenerate from it. Still, I know that he can't fight anymore. That thing kills servants. No matter how powerful a heroic spirit is, it can't beat the shadow because it's a summoned servant. I just know that somehow.
嘘。アーチャー、何してんのよ。
Does Tosuka sense it too? She calls out to Archer in a trembling voice, climbing to her unsteady feet, but...
来るな。さっさと逃げろ、タケ。
Archer's harsh rebuke stops her in her tracks. The shadow pulsates. This forest will die. All of the surrounding mana is being sucked into the shadow. Stupidly, I think that it reminds me of a water balloon. The balloon is engorged and still filling. An unsavory premonition of it bursting and exploding its contents all over us flashes through my mind. We're going to be caught in it. We'll be completely swallowed by it here. Archer pulls out the tentacle skewering his body and runs at Tosuka. Then I'll... fuck. Bring Tosuka back or protect Ilya. Shit. No, I think we gotta go the Ilya route here. We can't just leave her alone. Remember, Ilya's the goal. That's what this thing is after, along with Assassin and Zoken. Shit. Protect Ilya? I'll protect Ilya. I can't protect two people at once. Tosuka has Archer, but Ilya has nobody else. So I have to protect her. In Berserker's place. I tackle her to the ground. Just as I cover her with my body, my sight and spirit are dyed jet black. Hello, demon world. It's hot. I feel like my body's about to be blown away. A wave of compressed magical energy erupts into a tempest that violates the whole forest. Nothing. My vision is all black. It's so dark even though I can see clearly. I must have fallen into a black sun. I have no self, no body. It must have been melted by the sun. I have no body. The complete sensory loss is more revolting than any pain. But that's a problem. I can't protect Ilya without my body. The black shadow will try to take Ilya away. I use my right arm to resist as best as I can. I hug Ilya with my right arm and hold onto the ground. That's when I finally realize it. I do have a body. After all, I can't protect Ilya without a body. Wow, I'm being so dramatic. I'm only missing everything from my left shoulder. It's all gone. My body is still here. I'm still here. But so is the feeling of loss. It's not like every part of me got wiped out, but I still feel a deep sense of loss, as if I really have lost my whole body. Well, we're still alive. I'm disappearing. The shadow melts away without a trace, as if it's expended all of its power. Ilya's safe. I don't know what she's saying. Maybe my ears are ringing. Tosaka, I wonder how she's doing. Archer is there. His red cloak is soaked in blood, and he looks so weak, like he's about to disappear. Ryder? That's weird. What's she doing here?
正気ですか？そんなことをすれば。
考えるまでもない。何もしなければ消えるのは2人だが、移植すれば確実に1人は助かる。どのみちこの体は限界だ。このまま消えるというのなら、これをくれてやったところで変わるまい。
If only Ryder got here a little sooner. Archer's talking to Ryder. I wonder what's happening. In the end, he...
通常ならば死ぬ。人の身に霊体をつなげては助からない。だが、俺とその男は特例だ。リンが目を覚ましたら、うまく処置をしてくれるだろう。
Just once, he lovingly touches Tosaka's hair. Everything's growing dark. The black sun is gone. So this must be my mind sinking into the dark.
ここまでか。達者だな。父さんか。
God damn it, man. Archer says a goodbye in a voice that sounds just like mine. Haha, well, about that. There's a reason for that. Okay, we're getting an interlude, which makes me think that I made the correct choice, I think. I want to feel like I have. Okay, we're actually kind of out of time here for this one. I kind of went, big mode on this one. But I really wanted to. This was a really, really fun episode to record. Very surprising developments yet again. This is just the route that does not stop giving. Truly. I couldn't really have expected that to have happened, Everything that occurred in this episode, I could not have expected, really. I mean, sure, I probably could have expected, Ilya getting attacked again. Not by Gilgamesh this time, but by our only other enemies. I'm just trying to figure out, really, what's the team-up situation, between the Shadow and Assassin with Zoken. Excuse me, and now we've got, Evil Saber to throw in there that is obviously siding with the Shadow, or at least that's my assumption. Either way, a lot of craziness going on here. Thank you all for tuning in. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, all that fancy jazz. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take it easy.